Hi everyone, welcome back to Trees and Turtles. My name is Imogen. In today's video, we are talking about the power of incremental change, where you change a little bit every time and every day, and it eventually adds up. Okay, if you're not already subscribed, be sure to do that. Give this video a huge thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram and let's get started. So, I wanted to talk about this because sometimes we think that the small efforts that we put in each day aren't doing anything, but they are. And I'm going to show you how. Now, this is going to be a relatively concise video, but I hope you can find some benefits in it. So let's start with some maths. I hear you saying, I don't want to do maths. It's okay, I've done the maths for you. You just need to listen to the maths. If you improve by 1% each day, then you will be 37.8% better in a year. Well, that's rounded to one decimal place, but the reasoning for that is that 1.01 to the 365 equals 37.8. Okay, if you want the maths behind it, there it is. But essentially, what that means is if you improve by 1% each day, you will be nearly 40% better. Nearly 40% better in a year. Isn't that impressive? Okay, imagine if you had invested £100 and you had a return on investment of 40%, which is, in the investing world, take my word for it, and I don't even know a lot about investing, but even I know that's really, really high. You have £140 next year. You've almost 1.5 times, okay, it's 37.8, so it would be £137.80, but it's still a lot, okay? So if you improve by 1% each day, that really, really adds up over the course of a year. Now, I'm sure you've heard this before if you've been in the productivity space for any amount of time, but I am constantly amazed by that fact. I think about it all the time when I don't want to do my habits, my routines. I'm like, I am cheating myself out of 40% growth in a year's time if I don't do my daily habits, okay? So if you improve by 1% each day, then you will be 37.8% better in a year. Number 2, when you make small changes, they feel easy, so you're much more likely to stick with them. This is so much easier than, okay, let me use deadlines as a sort of explanation for this. When you have a deadline, say you're at college, you have a deadline at college. Now, you can spread the work out over 2 weeks, say the deadline's 2 weeks away. You could do a little bit each day, and then you could hand it in relative sort of relaxation mode, as far as that is possible in college, which I have been through college and it really kind of isn't. But you could stress yourself out and leave it all to the last day. And I know for many of you who are procrastinators, and I too have procrastinated on occasion, so I kind of know what it's like. It feels like a lot, okay? But when you make small changes, if you did a bit each day, it feels a lot easier. So you don't necessarily feel like you're burning out or you're panicking all the time, and you don't learn to associate productivity with something difficult, with something scary, with something hard, okay? So when you make small changes, they feel easy, so you're much more likely to stick with them and to find them appealing and not scary. Also, the other thing that I wanted to mention in this video is when you make small changes, you don't necessarily realize you're doing it, but the results show up in the longer term. This comes back to the statistic the thing that I quoted earlier in the video about improving by 1% each day, equaling nearly 40% growth in a year, improvement in a year, okay? So when you make small changes, you don't necessarily realize that you're doing it. And that's the whole problem that I started the video with. You think they're insignificant, but they're not. Results show up in the longer term. So having made those very valid points, if I say so myself, let me dive into some examples so I can kind of contextualize this with some real world examples and ideas for you. So some examples include, from my own life, why not, getting a degree. So over time, obviously, I spent 3 years getting my bachelor's degree and it felt like forever, I cannot lie. And that was on a program that I had worked so hard, studied so hard to get into, and for a subject that I was immensely passionate about and really enjoyed, okay? So it was under kind of the best possible scenario. And even so, those little steps, when I would attend a lecture, when I'd make my notes on a topic, when I would hand in an assignment, those were small steps towards an overall degree. And it felt like, I would never get there until one day, boom, graduated, okay? So it really sort of adds up and it pays off. Another example is this channel. So I started this channel, well, technically it says I joined in 2021, which I did, but I didn't do anything meaningful about the channel until 2022, and I didn't start daily videos until 2023, and that's when it really started to grow. That's when we really took off, and we gained nearly, we started 2024 with just under 100 subscribers and finished it with nearly 800, so we gained 700 subscribers in a year, which was insane because I'd started the daily video challenge in November 2023 with 35 subscribers. So I know it sounds really small still, but at the time it was insane growth, okay? So just that little incremental effort of me trying to make each video better, of me trying to show up every day, of filming each video. Now, each video in itself is kind of a drop in the ocean. No one video is going to make me wildly successful. I've had videos that have done a lot better than other videos. I've had top videos on my channel, don't get me wrong, they've been a real contributor to my channel's success, but no one video is going to be the whole story. So every video I make is just adding to the pile of useful information, I hope, that you guys can see on this channel, and that's going to help grow this community. So again, a very incremental thing. And self-care and glow up type things are also very incremental. For example, at the moment, by the time this video goes live, I may have finished, but at the moment, at the time of filming, I am in the process of getting Invisalign on my teeth, and obviously that's something that you have to do over a period of time. Orthodontic work takes time, and you have to give your teeth time to straighten themselves out. So, that takes a lot of patience, okay? So self-care and glow up things, academic things, this channel, all examples from my life where incremental change has really paid off in the long run. And I'm not done with getting my teeth straightened yet, but I already see so much of a difference, okay? So incremental change, both in theory and in practice, I can confidently say is a really important concept and one that you should be embracing, okay? And don't sort of put yourself down for making a small effort, because all the small efforts, they are cumulative, okay? They add up, all right? So all of your small efforts are valuable, and I just want to reaffirm that, because sometimes we don't see how far we've come until we've got there. All right, does that make sense? I hope this video was helpful to you. I know it's a relatively shorter one, but I hope it was helpful. If you liked it, be sure to give us a huge thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.